Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today I am sharing the makeup look that I did on myself for our BK Beauty holiday party, which was this weekend. It was actually a pretty quick and easy makeup look. I didn't put a lot of thought behind it because that day, I was getting the house ready, cleaning, then before I knew it, I looked at the time and it was like an hour and a half until the party started and I needed to get my makeup on. So I just went to a look that was like a go-to look for me, something I knew would look good, it would be easy and quick, but still glamorous. So that's what we're gonna do today. So first I'm gonna start by prepping underneath my eyes. I did do this on Saturday for a party because it was starting to get cold here and chilly in Austin, so the air is drier, which means my skin is drier. I also had a BBL and radio frequency, I always wanna say frequencine, but frequency micro needling treatment done last week, and my skin feels a little drier. I guess that's normal. It was just done a couple days ago. So anyway, I'm prepping underneath the eyes for concealer, and then also in the center of my face a little bit, in my forehead, and I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. This is a really great, kind of like versatile product. You can use it as a primer like I'm doing. You can also use it like as a serum before your moisturizer. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. I'm gonna go in with the YSL All Hours foundation. I am the shade MN1. I've really been enjoying this foundation. I've been using it this last month and it's a really beautiful natural finish foundation. It wears beautifully all day long. I think also because it is, drier temperatures outside. Most foundations are going to have a more longevity when it's drier outside, but this is a really beautiful, beautiful natural finish and a pretty good medium coverage finish. It reminds me a lot of like a serum foundation, the texture that it is. It just looks so beautiful and it has a very soft, radiant finish. I think it's described as like a radiant matte finish, and I would agree with that. It's got a little bit of a radiance to it, but it doesn't look shiny. We had a great time at our party. We hosted it at our house this year. It's our second Christmas party. So last year we hosted one at a restaurant, and then this year we decided to just make it a little more personal. Our team is growing, so it was nice to have also the kids came, everyone's kids came, and we did a white elephant, and that was a lot of fun. The kids had a great time. Yeah, this shade is like a perfect shade for me. It literally looks exactly like my skin tone right now. Yeah, this foundation is so nice. It really blends in so quick and so easily. Next up, I went in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I am the shade NW25. And this concealer is Super Duty full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. Do not overdo this concealer because you probably will think it's too much. So I pumped out about that much onto my hand, and I'm not even certain I'm gonna use all of that. I'm gonna use my BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy Concealer brush. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit on the tip, and I'm gonna go right in the inner corner. And so as I'm pressing, I'm also moving the brush underneath the eye. I'm not staying in one place. And the reason that I'm doing that is because this is a like heavy pigmented full coverage concealer. If I stay in one area, it will blend out, but I will end up applying more product than I need in that area. So I'm really trying to use a little bit and spread it to get maximum coverage. That way I don't use too much concealer. Yeah, that's all you need. You just need the tiniest amount, and I'm not even gonna use everything that I pumped out. So press, but also move the brush so that you're spreading that product. This is such a great full coverage longwear concealer, and if you apply it properly, which is, not applying too much, it can look more natural. If you apply too much, it will look a bit heavy, so be careful. So for brows, I use the Too Faced Super Fine Brow Detailer. I'm gonna start by using a little spoolie to just brush my brow hairs in place. And then I'm gonna go in with the pencil and create my brow shape. This pencil has a nice fine tip, so you can create hair-like strokes. If you need to create a brow, like you don't have much, kind of like me, this is a great product to really allow you to sketch out your brow. I also like it because the tip is so fine that when you get here to the little tail of your brow, you can get a nice, fine little point. I am the shade medium brown, and this is a really nice natural shade for me. It'll work great for like any kind of darker blondes or light brown. So Christmas is in like 5 days. I can't believe that. Are you guys ready for Christmas? This video might go up after Christmas. I'm not certain. I need to look at my calendar, but I finished up all of my shopping yesterday, so I'm all done. Now I just have to wrap everything and get it under the tree. I'm sure I forgot a gift or two, which, kind of never fails. But for the most part, I got everything done. Perfect. Okay. And now I'm just gonna go, whoa, got a little wild there. I'm just gonna go back and make them pretty even. Brows are sisters, not twins, but they shouldn't be distant cousins either. So I say that because, you know, your brows might not be totally symmetrical, but that's okay. Don't obsess over it. As long as there is similarity between the two, you're good. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with the brow gel. This is the Brow Wig from Too Faced. This is a nice brow gel that has little fibers in it. So fibers are nice for people who don't have a lot of hair because it'll create more fullness to your brow, more volume. So it'll actually look like you have hair. It won't just look like you've drawn in your eyebrows, which I need to use this because I don't have much hair. It's so odd. I have a lot of hair on my head, but I was not blessed with full brows or full thick lashes. I have to use products for that. Okay, next we're gonna go and warm up the skin, and I use the Chanel Cream Bronzer. I really love this product. It's kind of one of those special products. I don't use it on a day-to-day basis, not for any particular reason, but for special occasions, I always pull it out. It's, you know, fun to apply. So I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 111 bronzer brush, and I'm just gonna press it into this product. This is really nice and soft. It's really easy to blend out. It has a soft, natural look to the skin, and it stays all day. I really love this product. I loved it before they reformulated it, and I love it after. I know people have different opinions about that, but I really enjoy this product. It is a warmer shade, so this is gonna be great for a bronzer, but I wouldn't really use this as contour. Sometimes you can get away with using a bronzer as contour, but this is a really warm bronzer, so this would not be one of them. This is just gonna give a really nice, soft, sun-kissed look to the skin, more on the natural side. We got back from Costa Rica. I've been back from Costa Rica for about a week now, so I have a little more color. Maybe not so much on my face, but on my body I do. So I'm taking my bronzer and applying it a little bit more liberally all over the face. So I'm definitely shaping the perimeter of my hairline and my face, but I'm also gonna run a little bit over my nose. This will give the skin a slight glow too because of the formula of it. It'll give a slight little glow and sheen to the skin, which is perfect for this time of year because most of us tend to experience more dryness. So using products that are cream or liquid in formula are gonna make the skin have a little bit more life. Oh, so pretty. Very soft and natural. I love this product. For cheeks, I used one of my favorites, the Westman Atelier Cream Blush Stick in the shade Petal. This, you guys, is like just one of my favorite products, like of all categories. It is such a beautiful, beautiful formula, and the color is perfect. It's my favorite. And I'm using the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy blush brush, the angled blush brush. I'm just gonna start right here on the apple of my cheek, use the brush to press that product into the skin, and then just move my brush up to give a little bit of a lift. Oh, so gorgeous. This is such a beautiful color. It is a bit of a splurge, but I have no regrets about purchasing this. I went, one of my friends that I traveled with, she had this in, I forget the name of the shade, but it was like a really cherry red, and she has really fair skin, and it just blended out beautifully on her. It looked so nice. It kind of gave her that really flushed cheek look, like she just worked out or something. Her cheeks were real red, but it looked really pretty and complimentary on her. Oh my gosh, I just love this blush. Like I could get a little carried away and keep going, but I won't. I'll stop right here. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love this product. I used the eye primer in the shade Base from Trish McAvoy to prime my eyes. This and the MAC Paint Pot are kind of my go-to. I like them both because they're matte. I like them also because they cancel out any darkness on the lid. They brighten the eyelid up, which is going to make the shadow that you use a bit more vibrant. It won't change the color of the shadow you use, it'll just make it more vibrant because it has this brighter base down. And I just like to use my finger to spread it out. And I'm actually gonna take this as high as I can to my brow to give a little bit of a highlight to my brow bone. I kept the brow bone pretty bare. I did use a little bit of a shadow, but it was a pretty matte, like subtle shadow. There was no shimmer to it. So I'm basically using lightness to brighten and lift the brow versus shimmer. Oh, so pretty. When you use the eye primer like this, you really want to make sure that you blend it out and shear it out so there's a nice even sheer layer across the lid. If you don't and you have more in certain areas, when you apply your shadow, it can look patchy. So be careful about that. Okay, so believe it or not, I chose to use the Sophisticate palette from Charlotte Tilbury for my glam Hollywood, or not Hollywood, holiday makeup look. And I say believe it or not because when you look at this palette, again, it looks pretty basic and boring, not like something you'd grab for a holiday party, but I did did add some sparkle and some glam with a shadow topper that you'll see here in a second. So I grabbed this that day because, again, I was kind of in a rush and I just didn't have time to think, but I knew that I could make something beautiful with this palette. So I just grabbed the shade here, this little light medium brown shade, and I'm using the BK Beauty 201, and I just worked this into my crease. I started in the outer corner, and then I started out here because I wanted most of that product to apply on the outer corner. And then once I felt like most of it was off my brush, then I'll sweep my brush over into the inner corner of my crease. Now, the reason that I spend time making sure that all the product is off my brush is because I don't want that inner crease to be too dark or heavy. I want all the darkness and depth to be on the outer corner. Now, I do that for my eye shape because I don't have particularly large eyes, and I always want my eyes to look a little bit bigger. So I like to keep the inner corners more open. So once I have that crease kind of sketched out, then I'll take the side of the same brush. Before I was using the tip. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to use the side, kind of flatten it out a bit, take more product, and I'm going to actually sweep that onto the center of my lid. So this isn't just a crease color. Now it's becoming a color that's kind of taking up most of the real estate on my eyelid. I'm leaving the inner corner bare, but I am bringing that color on the center and the outer corner of my lid. Perfect. Next up, I'm going to take the 212 BK Beauty brush, which is a smaller crease brush. I'm going to go into the darker kind of espresso shade here. It's a much deeper brown. And we're going to pop that right on the outer corner and just kind of sweep it over. I'm not really taking it into my crease. I'm more keeping this on the outer corner just to give even more depth there. Perfect. Next, I'm going to take a shade to add some holiday glam to this. This is the Bobbi Brown Luxe eyeshadow in the shade Moonstone, and this is such a beautiful shimmery topper shade. I'm actually just going to use my fingertip to apply this, and I'm going to apply it right in the inner corner. Now, this is highly shimmery and reflective, but it's a little bit sheer, which is actually beautiful. It gives this really beautiful, almost like liquid looking highlight on the eye. It's so gorgeous. You can really top this over any eyeshadow color or combination, and it just completely transforms that look and makes it like glam. And oh, it's just so beautiful. I love this shadow. I need to pick it up in a couple of other colors. This is a really great one to start because it's just kind of like a, sparkly light champagne shade. So pretty. Oh, I love that. Next, I'm going to go and line my eyes. So for this portion, you can really use any liner. I'm going to use the Trish McEvoy gel liner in the shade Black. And I just lined the outer corner a little bit. I didn't go too heavy. I'm going to make this a bit smoky with a shadow, but I wanted some base there as the liner because I wanted something for the shadow to adhere to and to give it a little bit of depth, but I don't want the liner to be too strong or heavy. So I just did a little bit in the outer corner. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to go in with a small little pencil brush. This is the BK Beauty 210, and I'm going to go in with this gray, like slate shade color right here. And I'm just getting the tip of my brush like saturated in the product. And I'm going to hold my lid just so that my skin's taut, and I'm just going to softly run it over that line, just back and forth, back and forth. So this is doing two things. One, I'm actually setting that eye kohl with a powder, right? With the powder shadow. So it's going to set it to keep it in place. It's also softening that line. Instead of having a harsh eyeliner, now I'm going to have a smoky effect on that outer corner. And you don't have to worry about being too skilled in this. Literally just take the shadow and run it over that line. It can look a little messy because what's going to happen is it's going to blend in with that brown, and it'll kind of be like this seamless transition. So do you see how that's just a softer line, but you still have that depth? That's what we're going for. Beautiful. I'm going to take the same pencil brush. I'm going to go in with that first shade that we used in the crease, and I'm going to run that on my lower lash line, and I'm going to go all the way from my outer corner to my inner corner. I'm going to start on my outer corner because I want most of that shadow to end up here and less of it to be here. Because this shade is not too dark, it gives some definition, but it's not like one of these. I can do that. I can run from the outer corner to the inner corner. Typically, I don't take liner all the way to the inner corner because I don't want to close off my eye. But since this shadow is not super dark, I'm able to do that. Then I'm going to go in with the dark brown, and this one we're going to keep just on the outer half of the lower lash line. So we're going to start at the outer corner And we're just gonna kind of smoke and smudge it out till about midway of the eye, basically where I get to the middle of my pupil, and then we're gonna go to the other side. So I'm darkening this outer corner, but keeping the inner corner lighter and softer. Perfect. Next up for lashes, I did wear lashes that night because I wanted some extra glam, but today I'm just gonna load up my lash primer and mascara and curl my lashes. Any guesses on what lash primer I'm gonna use? Well, I know it's no surprise. I'm pretty boring here. I use the same all the time. This is the Christian Dior lash primer, my favorite. I'm gonna load up the lashes so that I get lots of volume and length from my mascara. Perfect. I do like to go in pretty quickly with mascara after I've applied the lash primer so that my lash primer hasn't completely set. For mascara, I'm using the Lancome Lash Idole mascara. This is a really great lengthening mascara. The formula is very lightweight, which is great to keep a curl because basically it's going to curl and lift your lashes, but they're not going to fall and get weighed down throughout the day because of the formula. This is a really great lengthening mascara. It'll give you some volume, but it's primarily for lengthening. Because I added that lash primer, I'm going to get more volume from this. The wand has a little bit of a curve, so it really assists in lifting and curling your lashes. Very nice. It gives a nice, pretty clean lash look. Oh, I love that. Just a very classic, sophisticated lash. Length, lift, volume, but separated, definition, not clumpy. So for lips, I lined my lips with the Pillow Talk in the shade Medium. Oh, I love this color. I love this color. Yeah, this is the Pillow Talk 2 Medium. So it's deeper and it's just beautiful. It is beautiful. I actually prefer this over the lighter Pillow Talk version for my lips. It gives a little more definition. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I use the NARS Air Matte Lip Color, and this is the shade Dolce Vitae. I love this formula. It's so nice. It's matte and kind of fluffy and pillowy, very soft. It smooths and blurs out lines. It's very comfortable. It's not like a liquid lipstick. You might think it is, but it has a totally different texture to the lips, texture in the formula. It's a really pretty soft pink. I love how it just makes the lips look pillowy and smooth. I love it. It's so pretty. I just love that. So this is the finished look. I did make a few modifications that night. Again, I had false lashes on, and then I do remember grabbing a lip gloss through the night and kind of touching up with a lip gloss. But this was the foundation of the look, and I really love this look because it is timeless. This is a look that you can go to and grab anytime. I mean, it could be this year, it could be in 10 years. It's classic, it's timeless, it's sophisticated. And I also love that it uses a palette that is not just a special occasion palette. It is a basic everyday palette. You can use this, you know, when you're going to the grocery store or running errands, and then you can pull it out and look a little glamorous by just adding a fun topper shadow like the Bobbi Brown shadow in Moonstone. So I'll have all the products that I use linked and listed for you guys in the description box below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this video. Not sure if this will go before Christmas or not, but either way, happy holidays. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.